So let us take an example of both PCl5 in gaseous and in solid state. So for example, I have this chiral carbon atom. Chiral carbon atom is that atom which in which this carbon atom have means 4 different valencies. Okay. So this is your question. So I want you to react this chiral carbon atom with PCl5. PCl5. So sometimes they used to just mention. So they used to give you S, simple S. S means this shows that this PCl5 is in solid state. But sometimes it happens that they won't give you any state with the PCl5. अगर हमें कोई state नहीं given हो, तो the PCl5 will be gaseous state. Because the most acceptable state of PCl5 in these reactions is gaseous state. So if no state is given with the question, just consider it as gaseous state. Okay, if given, if mentions, so you just write it according to that. If not, so just give priority to the gaseous state first. So let us talk about first gaseous state. So what happened? This carbon here, CH3, this phenyl group, and Cl means the substitution is within the molecule. Okay, and H positive. Product will be same. POCl3 plus HCl. So you just memorize this reaction. Whenever both the PCl5 react, your byproduct will be same every time. What happened? It happened with the main carbon atom or main compound. That what is happening there? Either it is retention or either it is inversion. So when the attacking reagent will be from inside the molecule, or you can say from in the molecule, so that is the retention. If we talk about PCl5 in solid state, so what happened? The entire structure will change. At that time, the attacking reagent from the outside, and that will be inversion. Clear? So I want to tell you one important thing for the board examination, that in board examination, they just simply give you simple compound. For example, CH3, CH2, OH. Okay. If you react it with PCl5, PCl5, no state is mentioned here. So just give priority to gaseous state. Okay. So CH3, CH2, Cl plus POCl3 plus HCl. This will be your final product. Clear? But sometimes बच्चों को बेवकूफ बनाने के लिए ना, it's, you can say they want to make you confused. So in place of this PCl5, they used to give you PBr5 and PI5. So if we talk about both these PR5 and PBr5, so they don't generally exist. Do not exist. So just select option none of these, because the reaction with these two is not possible. Clear? Only PCl5 is the compound where your halogens can just react with the main compound. Clear? So PB5 or PI5 is not possible. Just note it down somewhere, because sometimes to confuse you or to twist the question, they used to give you these two, but they do not exist. If they do not exist, then reaction will not take place. Clear? Now we'll talk about the next one, the fourth reagent, and that is PCl3. The reaction will be same what? For example, your ROH is react with PCl3, generally simple PCl3. The product will be RCl3 plus H2PO3. As you can see, this reaction is not balanced, so just balance it. So 3 ROH plus 3 PCl3 gives 3 RCl3 plus H2PO3. Okay, let's just take a simple example. 3 C2H5OH plus PCl3. I have already balanced it. I've just put 3 as a means stoichiometric coefficient here, so as to balance it, because I know that 3 molecules are required here to react with this PCl3. Okay, why this 3 is here? Because there are 3 chlorine here and we have 1 OH. So it is not balanced. So as to balance it, we used to just write it 3 here. So on the basis of that, we'll get our product. C2H5Cl. 3 chlorine are balanced, as you can see, plus H3PO3. Clear? This is the byproduct. This is your main product. Okay, but if I give you one more question, instead of this PCl3, I give you here, if I want you to react C2H5OH with PCl5. Note this thing, difference. Here I'm taking PCl3 and now I'm giving you PCl5. So what is the change in the product? I just want to show you the change, the difference in the product. And that will be C2H5Cl simply and HCl. This is the difference between your PCl5 and PCl3. So sometimes the student used to get confused between the byproducts. The product will be the same. In both the cases, product is same because this is the inversion type of reaction. The inversion is, sorry, that is a retention type of reaction. So in retention, the simply substitution will be there. Only the number of molecules are different. But the byproduct is different. So when I was telling you about both the reagents, I clearly mentioned this thing that the product we obtained with both PCl3 and PCl5 will be same, but there is a difference in the byproduct. Note it down. This is important for your board examination. Okay, sorry, one more thing is there. PP plus POCl3. I forgot to write this. POCl3 plus HCl, C2H5Cl. I was thinking that where is phosphorus? Okay, so this is the reaction of, I'm reacting same compound with PCl3 and PCl5 both. Clear? Now, let me just show you that how PCl3 react, what is the mechanism of the reaction. Okay, so let's start the mechanism. As I have already told you that when your ROH, especially 3ROH, react with PCl3, it forms 3RCl plus H3 means hydrogen. It will be H2PO. Okay. So let's just start with the mechanism, which is actually important because we must know that how we obtain this product. Okay. So our oxygen with 2 lone pair of electron, I'm mentioning especially lone pair of electron because you know this thing very well that though this transfer of electron will takes place, the lone pair will electrons will move from their position to another adjacent one, plus PCl3 1 2 sorry, Cl, Cl and Cl 1 2 3 3 chlorines are there. Clear? Okay. So if I want you to react these two compounds, then what happens? Since this is stable and this is stable, so what happened? To attract phosphorus towards itself, this oxygen bribe the phosphorus that come and attach with me. I'll give you my lone pair of electrons. Okay. जैसे ही इसको ये lone pair electron मिलेंगे, ये लालच देगा. और एक चीज याद रखना, whenever lone pair of electron are present, your pi bonding and your attached species, you can say, becomes weak in the presence of lone pair of electron. जब कभी भी लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन आपके किसी भी कंपाउंड को दिखेंगे कि उसको वहां से मिल सकते हैं, तो क्या होगा? आपकी अटैच्ड स्पीशीज दूर भागने की कोशिश करेंगी कि भाई उनको तो यहाँ से भागना है बस कैसे कंपाउंड में से. तो जब फॉस्फोरस को मिलेगा यहाँ से पीछे से इलेक्ट्रॉन, तो दे विल जस्ट लीव द कंपाउंड. सेकंड, पाई बॉन्ड ब्रेक्स. whenever lone pair is available, आपका जो पाई बॉन्डिंग होगा, कहीं पर भी डबल बॉन्ड अगर होगा, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं कहीं पे जोड़ रही हूँ कुछ भी चीज है या कार्बन से ऑक्सीजन या डबल बॉन्ड से जुड़ी हुई है, तो दिस पाई बॉन्ड बिकम वीक in the presence of lone pair of other elements. Clear? This thing we will learn when we'll go to SOCl2. So what happened? Oxygen will give its lone pair of electron to phosphorus. Simultaneously, this chlorine will remove out of the system. Now, we just mentioned that what is removing out? Chlorine, Cl negative. So what we'll get? RO positive sign. The transfer of its lone pair of electrons just creates a positive, means electron deficiency here. We पहले से इसके पास already oxygen have deficiency, but donating its electron, it's become more electronegative. Combined with phosphorus and 2 chlorine along with 1 hydrogen. So oxygen cannot just remain in this state for a long time. That is why it extracts its electron from hydrogen. It extracts the electron from hydrogen to become stable. Clear? I'm just telling you both the steps, means both of the steps in, okay, I'll just tell you in different steps. So what happened? Your oxygen will remove out, minus H positive, and now oxygen has its complete lone pair of electrons. Okay. So what happened in next step? The oxygen actually, see, there is a difference in the connection of means oxygen and hydrogen. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा change आएगा step में. मैंने आपको एक ही step में बताऊंगी. मैंने अभी final product I have just written here. यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा step और होगा. क्या होगा बेटा यहाँ पे? यहाँ एक problem ये आएगी. देखो दो तरीके से करते हैं. ये हमारा simple step है. This is our simple step which we used to do. Generally हम अभी तक करते आए हैं in every step. But apart of this, there is a different process takes place in the case of PCl3. I'm just showing you the difference. We were doing the same this thing in PCl5, but in PCl3 there is a difference. So this product is actually not possible here. है ना? ये मैं दोनों आपको इसलिए बता रही हूँ so that you just can make a difference. Okay, what will happen in PCl3? What actually happened in PCl3? Instead of taking electron from hydrogen, it extracts electron from alkyl group. Why? I will show you this thing later on. Clear? So instead of extracting the electrons from hydrogen, it's just extract electron from alkyl group. So this alkyl group react with this chlorine, and form RCl. Okay. So RCl will be there, means this alkyl group plus this chlorine, because whenever alkyl group donates its electron, it become electron deficient. Abhi akela to rahega nahi, it is not possible for alkyl group. So that is why if we have chlorine in our system, which is just in a single form, so this they will combine and form RCl3. Clear? And what we will get? This OH, and this compound will combine together and form a new compound, and that will be PCl, 2Cl and plus OH. This actually happened in this difference. So there is a mechanism difference in PCl5 and PCl3. Earlier in PCl5, we used to, this oxygen used to extract electron from hydrogen, but this will not happen in this in case of PCl3. What happened in case of PCl3? The oxygen will extract electron from the alkyl group, and that alkyl group, after donating its electron, it's just react with this chlorine and form RCl, and the entire compound will come together. That will be PCl2OH. So that type of reaction, since as you can see, the chlorine is attacking from outside, from the back side of the compound. That is why this process is inversion. Clear? If it just remove and attach from this side, so that was not possible in this case. So what happened? Your chlorine will attack from the outside, and whenever an attacking reagent or attacking agent is attacked from the outside, the process will be inversion. Okay. Now there will be rearrangement takes place, because this compound will not stable like this. I think this is clear to you all. Is this clear? Or you want me to just explain this in different steps? Okay, let me just explain this process in different steps, because I think you got confused in this. So let me just explain this again in different steps. Just have a look that what is the difference when it react with PCl3 and PCl5. So what happened? See, instead of extracting hydrogen from this, it will extract electron from alkyl group. This alkyl group will react with this and we will get this product. But this product is actually quite not stable. Rearrangement will be there. Means further reaction will be there because this PCl2OH is not stable. So what happened? In the next step, we react same compound with our product. So what happened? The same substitution reaction will take place here. And that will be, thank you. And that will, sorry. And after donating its electron to this P again, it will become PCl, Cl and OH. But confuse nahi hona, go step by step. This is our first step. This is our second step. After obtaining this is our third step. Clear? What happened? The positive charge will be there on this. Okay. Again, the same process happened. Again, same process happened. Why? Because once it's donating the electron, this chlorine will remove out. So we used to mention it Cl negative here. Okay. Whenever it accepts the electron, the Cl will remove out. This actually happened in every step. Again, same step happened. Again, the same step happened. What happened? That oxygen being electron deficient, it start extracting electron from the alkyl group. Again, this chlorine will go and attach to this alkyl group. And the product will be RCl again. And now the product will be, means you will get what? Simple, remember this thing, beta. Your product will be PClOH. Okay, so the product will be ClOH here. Okay, but we have one OH also here. So at that time, this OH will attach with this. देखो, यहाँ पे क्या है हमारे पास RORH है. Oxygen donates electron to this phosphorus. So means after accepting the electrons from oxygen, one chlorine will remove out. That we are mentioning here. Okay, now this electron will go and attack on the alkyl group. At the back side, same inversion will be there. And the remaining product will combine together, and that will be P, 1 Cl, 1 OH and 1 OH this. So 2 OH and 1 chlorine will be there. After that, same again, the same process will be there. Why we are doing the same process again and again? Because we have to involve 3 ROH group in this reaction. So that is why this entire process will go in 3 different steps. This is the first process. This is the attachment of second ROH. This is the attachment of third ROH. Again, we will react it with ROH. Same process will be there. Now Cl, OH and OH will be there. 2 OH are there, na? Clear? Again, the same process happened. It donates its lone pair to phosphorus. This chlorine will remove out, and same process again happened. R positive plus this P, Cl, OH and OH. So once this start extracting electron from this alkyl group, this chlorine will remove out. After extracting, this oxygen donates its electron again to the phosphorus, and this chlorine will remove out. I am just mentioning this into a single step only. This Cl again this Cl go and attack on this R, and now we have RCl plus P, OH, OH and OH, and this compound which is not stable. ये अपने इस फॉर्म में बेटा एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करेगा. This will not be stable in this form. That is why we will do rearrangement. I will show you how. Clear? First ROH react with the same PCl3, 1 chlorine remove. Again it react with this OH, another chlorine remove. In the third one, the remaining chlorine remove. Once the chlorine remove, OH group will attach to this P. Now we have final product POOH. Since this is not a stable compound, So that is why rearrangement will be there, and after rearranging, I'm just mentioning the final product here only. The rearrangement system will be like P double bond O OH. If this is H and this is OH. The stable structure of your H3PO3 will be like this. So this is the rearrangement. If they ask you that which type of reaction is this is just close to SN2. So that is why this is considered to as SN2 reaction. So first is inversion is there and SN2 is there. Take a screenshot, beta. Because this is a multi-step mechanism. We have to involve 3 ROH group, 3 alcohol group, so as to remove 3 chlorine out of this PCl3. Okay, so every time one OH group attached to this, one Cl remove. Next time one OH group attached to this phosphorus, one Cl remove. And after that, the final Cl remove when you react the third ROH, and you will get your final product, that is H3PO3. Clear? H3PO3, and this is the stable structure of H3PO3. Okay? And I just want to tell you exceptions also. What exception? PBr3, Pi3. I've already told you in case of PCl5, these two do not exist. But in case of your PBr3 and Pi3, they exist in two different forms. How? P plus Br2, because this is a in situ. What is in situ reaction? In situ reaction means instance reaction. We can't prepare these compound and put it in laboratory for a long time. They just prepared at an instance of time to perform a reaction. So P plus I2. So they exist in PBr2 and Pi2. Okay. So if someone give you the question when in the presence of these, so how you will react? For example, 3CH, CH3, CH2OH, 3 molecules. They are reacting with P plus Br2, or you can say PBr3. There is a difference. PBr2 and the P plus Br2 and PBr3. So you will get what? 3 CH3, CH2, Br, and the product will be H3PO3. If they ask you which reaction is this is inversion. Okay, and SN2. This type of questions you will get in your paper. Okay, because since we have to give the objective paper, so they will ask you that when you react your alcohol, okay, alcohol with this Br, you will get SN type of reaction, and since simultaneously inversion.